What's up? What's going on, guys? Good morning. Mr. Gill here, your virtual math teacher. Guess you hadn't seen me in a while, huh? Well, guess what? I'm back. And we're going to start with today's lesson. But first, a little bit of announcements. Make sure you got your I Ready math diagnostic completed. You still got time to work on that. Secondly, make sure you have all your IXLs done. I'm going to be recording more IXLs today. I'm going to be recording Q1 and Q7 eighth grade. You should have P1, P2, P3, and X14 seventh grade done, and also Q5 and Q6 eighth grade done. And I'm recording two more today in Power School. Get her done. Okay, let's start out with today's lesson. Here we go. Reflection across the y-axis and reflection over the x-axis. Today, September 4th, 2020. You guys ready to get started? Here we go. The major topic is transformations. Transformation is a change, okay? And so, there are four types of transformations in mathematics. You got reflection, you got dilation, you got rotation, you got translation. We're going to be talking about reflection today. And so, you know what reflection is? You know, you look in a mirror and you see a beautiful person. I mean, you do look in a mirror and you do see a beautiful person, don't you? Okay, well, that's a reflection. And speaking of reflection, check this out. You know this guy, Narcissus? Narcissus was in Greek mythology. He was a Greek hunter, but he was known for his beauty. Yeah, a male was known for his beauty. He was really, like stuck on himself. You know what I mean? He was stuck on himself. He was beautiful. He thought he was beautiful. Do you know people like that? Well, that's Narcissus. And so when somebody says you're narcissistic, that means you're conceited. You think it's all about you. You think you're just so beautiful that everybody, you just think you're just so beautiful. You know what I mean? And so Narcissus was that way in Greek mythology. I mean, he was so beautiful, he fell in love with his own reflection. That's right. He fell in love with his own reflection, but he caught up with it because this woman led him to this pool of water and he saw his reflection in the water. And all he did was just admire over his reflection day and night. He didn't eat, he didn't sleep. He just looked at his reflection because it was so beautiful. But he couldn't have that reflection. So he decided to go into the water after it. You know what happened? Well, in Greek mythology, they say he drowned. He was so conceited and so arrogant and so beautiful, and he thought his own reflection was beautiful. He went after his own reflection in the water, and it took him out of here. So, hope you got remember that little lesson. Okay, here we go, partners. Rules for reflecting over the x-axis. As you can see right here, that's how it's going to look. You got your x and y axis right there. You got your x axis. Come on now, Simone. You got your x axis right there, and you got your y axis right here. You see how these triangles reflecting over the x-axis? They're over one another. It's called reflect. You see, they look like they're looking at one another. They're reflecting over the x-axis. There are rules for reflecting over the x-axis. And all you have to do is get the opposite of the second number. There are 4 rules of reflecting over the x-axis. Get the opposite of the second number. Rule number 2, ditto. Rule number 3, ditto. Rule number 4, ditto. Just get the opposite of the second number. Do y'all know what opposite means? Do you know what opposite means? Do you really know what opposite means? Here we go. Let's see. The opposite of a number, let's say if you wanted the opposite of 2, of negative 2. Well, the opposite of negative 2 is 2. What's the opposite of 4? The opposite of 4 is negative 4. What's the opposite of negative 6? The opposite of negative 6 is 6. What's the opposite of 0? The opposite of 0 is just 0. Don't put down negative 0. Please don't make me laugh. The opposite of 0 is just 0. So that's what I mean. When I say opposite of a number, you're looking right at it. Let's go back. Rules for reflecting over the x-axis. Get the opposite of the second number. You know, you got 2 numbers. You got x and y. You get the opposite of the second number. We're going to do some problems in just in a second. And it's going to, reflecting over the x-axis. And so here we go, partners. Let's do this. Reflect over the x-axis. Get the opposite of the second number. Keep first number the same. Check this out, boys and girls. If I wanted to reflect negative 3 and 8, your answer is get the opposite of the second number. Keep the first number the same. That's the reflection right there. What about this one? Get the opposite of the second number. Keep the first number the same. So the first number is the same, and the opposite of the second number. That's the reflection. I'm going to put R for reflection. 0, you just have to write down 0. But the reflection would be get the opposite of the second number. And then check out 9 and 4. Keep the first number the same. Get the opposite of the second number. That's all you're doing when you reflect over the x-axis. Get the opposite of the second number. You can graph anything. You can graph a reflection if you know how to do graphing ordered pairs. We've already covered that on coordinate plane. You should know how to graph by now. Okay, everybody got it? Rules for reflecting across the y-axis. You don't reflect over the y-axis. You reflect across the y-axis. Like this right here. You see how I'm reflecting across? This is the y-axis. Reflecting across. That's how it's going to look. And guess what you do? Get the opposite of the first number. There are 4 rules. Get the opposite of the first number. And then get the opposite of the first number. Ditto, 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 ditto. And then get the opposite of the first number. And then get the opposite of the first number. Ditto, 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 ditto. Get the opposite of the first number. That's all you have to do. Get the opposite of the first number. You know what opposite means? Okay, let's go back. You know what opposite means? It means, here we go. The opposite of negative 2 is 2. The opposite of 4 is negative 4. The opposite of negative 6 is 6. The opposite of 0 is 0. That's what I mean by opposite. And so here we go. Rules for reflecting across the y-axis. Across the y-axis. Y'all ready to do something? Check it out. Let's do it. Reflect across the y-axis. Get the opposite of the first number. Keep second number the same. Get the opposite of the first number. Here we go. 6. Keep the second number the same. That's the reflection right there. That's all there is to it. Negative 3. Get the opposite of the first number, which would be 3. Keep the second number the same. That's the reflection. Get the opposite of the first number. That's negative 8. Keep the second number the same. Solid is ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Everybody got it? Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Solid is to it. This, you got reflection across the y-axis, and you got reflection over the x-axis. Y'all want to try one on the graph? Here we go. Check it out. Suppose we had, okay, that'll be 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? So let's get this done. Partners? That'd be -2 and -4 right there. Suppose I wanted to, on this graph, reflect across the y-axis. I'm going to put a, okay, we're going to do a point right here. Check it out. Let's do negative, this is going to be -4, 4. This is going to be -4 and 4. I want you to reflect that point right. I want you to reflect this point right here across the y-axis. And all you have to do, really, you can count over if you want to, end up right here. But I'm going to show you. All you have to do is, if you want to reflect across the y-axis, your answer, you want to change the first number. Get the opposite of the first number, keep the second number the same. So your answer is 4, 4. So you go out 4 right here and up 4. You see the reflection? And it's, guess what? It's crossing the y-axis. Remember, this is y, this is x. That's it. 4, 4. You're reflecting across. You're reflecting across the y-axis. Hey, I want to see you. How can I get to you? Okay, we're gonna cross over right here. Some people just do this right here. Some kids just do this right here. They just count over. Like here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. They just count over. You can count over if you want to. Get the same thing, or you can use the rules. Reflect across the y-axis. Very simple. You just reflect it over. You can reflect it across. You're not reflecting over. You're reflecting across. Everybody got it? Any questions about that? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's make that thing darker. That's 4, 4. That's -4, 4. This is 4, 4 right here. So what you're doing is you're reflecting. And guess what? They're equal. From this point to this point is equal to this point to this point. It's equal. You can count over if you want to. Let's do this one. I'm gonna give you a point. Here we go. 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? All right, let's get her done here, partners. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then -2 and -4. I want you to reflect over the x-axis. Let's pick out a point right here. I'm going to pick out this right here. We'll pick out 2, 2. And I want you to reflect 2, 2 over the x-axis. What are you supposed to do with the x-axis? Get the opposite of the second number. And here's your answer right here. Get the opposite of the second number. You should be able to plot this point right here. 2 neighbors. So go out 2. It's right there. That's the reflection right there. You see it? You see it right there? You see what it's doing? It's reflecting over This is your Y. This is your X. It's reflecting over the X-axis. You just get the opposite of the second number on the X. Get the opposite of the second number, or you can count down. You can count down and get the reflection. And this is how it's going to look when if you're going to graph like a triangle or something like this. This is how it's going. If they ask you to reflect over the X-axis, it's going to look something like this right here. That's how the reflection is going to look over the X-axis. Then if they ask you to reflect over the Y-axis, it's going to look something like this. Facing one another. Reflection. Reflection. This one. Reflection. Reflection. Facing one another. Everybody got it? Any questions? Okay. Get that jumping jacks in. Exercise. 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2. Okay. All right. Get your exercise in. All right. Breathe. Any questions, comments, snide remarks about this lesson? If you have a question, check it out. Watch the video again and again and again and again. I'm going to give you an assignment to do. It'll be posted in your Canvas in about 45 minutes. Everybody got it. Okay? Just watch the video first. Before you do the lesson, watch the video first. iExcel does a good job of explaining stuff you get it wrong. Watch this video first. Do the lessons. You're only going to have 2 lessons on this reflection. Now, you will have Monday off because Monday is like Labor Day. But Tuesday, we're going to start translation. And then we're going to do rotation. And then we're going to do dilation. How's that? Okay. Until next time, keep this in mind. Always. Everybody, star. You're a star. I'm a star. We're all stars. Everybody is a star. Aren't you a star? Yes. I'm a star too. And everybody should have a smile on their face. Yeah, just smile when you can. Okay? Just smile. Smile at somebody. Tell somebody something nice. Okay? All right, class. Until I see you again, Mr. Gill.